Hi, I'm Jade from the Saddle Bank, and today I'm here at Wintec Saddles to take you behind the scenes. Let's go. Hi Millie, nice to see you. Can you tell us a little bit about what your job here is at Wintec Saddles?
Yeah, of course. I'm the customer service advisor.
Fantastic. And what is your favourite Wintec saddle?
My favourite Wintec saddle would be the Wintec 500 all-purpose.
Perfect. Right, I'm going to go and find Bev. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
So I'm here with Bev now from Wintec Saddles, and she's going to tell us a little bit about herself, what she does, and the history of the company. So Bev, over to you. Tell me a little bit about you and what you do here.
So I've been at the company now for 5 years. My role at Wintec Saddles is a business development account manager, which means that I work with saddle fitters throughout England, for a large portion of England, up to the north, helping them manage their business, making sure that they've got the right saddles for their customers, doing saddle fit training with them, and generally just being there as a helping hand. And I absolutely love it. Fantastic.
And what was your first introduction to Wintec Saddles?
So actually my first saddle as a kid on my first pony was a Wintec. And I have real fond memories of that, to be honest. I got my pony for Christmas, and he came with his saddle, and it was a Wintec. So now that I work here, I just feel like the stars aligned for me to be part of the Wintec family, really.
I think a lot of people have a Wintec as a first saddle, myself included. I used to have the Wintec close contact jump saddle, had my eye on it for years, wanted that tan coloured one back in the day, but it didn't quite work for my colour horse, so I ended up with black, but still loved it all the same.
Yeah, and absolutely gave it a hammering as well. Like, it's your first saddle as a kid, you know, you're out riding in all weathers, you're kind of maybe not necessarily learning about looking after your tack properly and all of that stuff. And yeah, my Wintec absolutely worked very, very hard for me and my little pony. That's for sure.
Yeah, no, fantastic.
Yeah.
And what is your favourite Wintec saddle that's currently available on the market?
So my favourite Wintec saddle, absolutely hands down, has to be the Wintec Isabel Icon. It's our most dynamic and technical dressage saddle in the range. There's so much that we can do from a fit perspective for the horse, but also for the rider, which is key when you riding a higher level in dressage.
So tell me a little bit about the history of the brand. How did it start, and where does its roots come from?
So Wintec Saddles was launched in 1986, and actually we pioneered the first synthetic English discipline saddles on the market, which was, I think, really cool. And obviously since then the brand has gone from strength to strength. You know, we've become the world's #1 synthetic saddle brand, and with the introduction of HART as well, the technology has continued to improve, and yeah, continued to be super popular.
Fantastic. And I remember we met at BETA, British Equestrian Trade Association show in, I think it's probably January 2019.
Yeah, something like that.
That was the first time we met, and you introduced me to the revamped Wintec featuring the HART technology. Yeah. And at the time I wasn't particularly keen, but when I saw them and actually got my hands on them, absolutely fell in love with them. They're absolutely fantastic. Yeah. So the improvements they've made are incredible. So let's just have a quick look. I'll show you. So what I did when I saw them on the stand that day is I felt the panels underneath, and they are just so super soft and squishy for the horse. It's so much more comfortable. Yeah. So I was really, really impressed by that. And also the seats had massive improvements for the rider as well. So really, really comfortable for the rider now as well. So
yeah, come on leaps and bounds since 1986.
Yeah, absolutely. So what sets Wintec Saddles apart from other brands?
So it has to be the HART technology. So it's absolutely game changing when it comes to kind of the fit and the comfort for the horse. The technology within the saddles means that there's so much that your saddle fitter can do. So the fit can be constantly, you know, adjusted and customised as the journey with horse and rider evolves. So if we're looking at, for example, a younger horse who is starting out his career and maybe he's not got as much top line, as the horse develops, the saddle fitter can come in and adjust that saddle, not only through the gullet, but through, you know, through the panel as well. And obviously we can customise that fit for the rider. So there's so much that we can do, and that really is what sets it apart. I mean, just to take a look at kind of the difference in width setting that you can go from and to. Just with the gullet alone, we're starting off at a narrow here, so we're kind of looking at this weight bearing surface here, and that goes all the way through this way to extra wide. So if you think your horse might start out kind of at this width here, and as things develop, we can come all the way to this way. And also it's fully reversible. So, you know, if we need to change the saddle to a different horse, we can, potentially. If we need to kind of make an alteration, a short-term seasonal change, for example, we can make that alteration. It really does make it a really smart investment for the horse owner, as well as super comfortable for the horse.
So how do you customise the fit of the panel to fit the horse?
Okay, there's so much that we can do with that. So this is my little demo panel, but this is what you will find inside all of the saddles with HART. Once you've dropped the panels off the tree, you will find that there is this Velcro pocket and this chamber here where your saddle fitter can use our riser system to customise the fit throughout the length of the panel. So obviously you can make your adjustments with the gullet and then you move on to the panel. So we can use risers to sit in the front, so it would go in here. I need to just lift it up in the front so you can see, and then we would have the centre riser, which is more of a rectangular piece which sits in here, and then you've got the rear riser which would sit in here. Now with the risers we've got a variety of depths, so again there's so much that you can do to customise the fit there, starting at 4mm thickness, which is super thin, going all the way up to 16mm, which is much more significant. So if you need to create maybe more depth at the back of the panel, you can. If we need to create a little bit more shape through the centre, we can. If we want to just give it a little bit of lift at the front, we can also do that. You know, going down to that 4mm thickness is so slight, but it really can transform the fit. And obviously it's fully reversible, it's symmetrical, and it's super quick and easy. So as horses change shape, you know, your saddle fitter will be able to pop a riser in as the horse develops, take it out, maybe make a change to the gullet as well, possibly. But what we've not mentioned is what's actually inside the panel underneath the risers. So this is a care cushion. This is a rear care cushion. So this is what would sit at the back of the panel. And inside this is a sealed unit of foam and air. Okay, so it's kind of closed cell foam and air. So if you give that a feel, you can feel how squidgy it is.
Yeah, that's really squidgy and soft.
Yeah, so that's sealed. So unlike other models with air in the panels, it's not something that we pump up or deflate. That is a sealed unit, and that creates the cushion. That is a care cushion. So once the rider's on board and the weight is on the care cushion, you can feel, as the rider is on board, you can feel this lovely layer of air underneath that's creating this beautiful protective cushioning that will move with the horse, yes, because obviously the horse is dynamic, but it's creating this lovely cushion, so it's eliminating the risk of a pressure point. You know, all of the pressure is distributed across the whole length of the care cushion. And then you have obviously this is the rear one, we have a front one as well.
And it's important to note with these as well, when fitting them, we need to give it 5-10 minutes of the rider on board, horse walking around, just to allow the care cushion to do its job and let the air pressure.
Yeah, so when when a saddle fitter is assessing your saddle, they won't be necessarily doing that before they've girthed the saddle up. The saddle will be girthed up. Once they've got it to a certain point where they're happy with the fit and the clearance, then the rider will get on. And that's at that point then the saddle fitter will begin to assess the fit. So they work totally differently to anything else. Using HART's really cool because actually it's a really kind of quick process once you go through it. Really simple and super, super comfortable. Do you want to take a closer look at the HART technology?
Yeah, absolutely, fantastic.
Cool.
Let's do it.
Okay, so what we're going to do now is look at the systems within HART that make our saddles so adjustable and versatile. Firstly, we've got the Elastaflex tree, which is a synthetic tree. It's super lightweight, it's symmetrical, it's made on a mould, it's one piece, so it makes it super durable, and it's got flex. So as the horse moves, the tree moves with it dynamically. When we're coming to adjust the gullet in that tree, we're not just adjusting the front of the saddle. So we're actually adjusting, as we widen the gullet, we're actually adjusting it all the way down to the waist of the saddle. So we're not just going with the front, we're actually going all the way through to the waist, which is a common misconception actually that people get wrong. Let's take a look at the gullets and how they fit within the tree. So what you can see here, this is a wide gullet, and that will fit in nicely into the slot. This is a standard tree, and that will just slot in seamlessly. Bit of flex there, and it will click into place. And then they're held in place with 2 screws, one there and one there. And that's what the inside of the saddle looks like on the tree. So as we adjust it, we can see here where the gullet sits on the tree. So within the Easy Change gullet system, we've got 2 ranges of gullets. The standard, so that starts from a narrow, the yellow, through to an extra wide. So you can see there's a huge degree of change there that we can make to the fit of a standard tree. For those wider horses, we've then got the Easy Change gullet system in the wide, starting from an extra wide through to a 4x wide, which is super, super wide. So the gullets allow us to adjust the width of the tree, and then we can customise the fit using the Easy Change riser system through the panel from the front to the rear. So with the Easy Change riser system, we can customise the fit of the panel using front, centre and rear risers for both sides. Now with the risers, we have different thicknesses, so you will be starting, we've got the thickest one there, so that's the deepest that we can use, and that is a 16mm thickness. So that's quite significant change that we can make to the depth of the panel. That's the rear one. Then the centre, this one, just to show you the thickness of it, is a 8mm. And then the thinnest that we can be working with, or the shallowest should I say, is a 4mm riser. And that allows us a huge degree of adjustability throughout the full length of the panel. So we can use 4 up to 16 in the front and rear. The centre risers are 4 and 8mm. They can give us lift where we need it, and they can also adjust the pitch of the panel where necessary, especially if we have a bit of a curved shape that we're working with from a saddle fitting perspective. The centre risers come in really handy there. What Jade's going to do here is stand on a front care cushion. So this is to demonstrate how the pressure on the horse's back is distributed evenly and completely cushioned by a layer of air underneath her foot. So you can see where the air goes to create that beautiful layer of dynamic cushioning on the horse's back. So all in all, with all of these things together, there's so much that we can do with these saddles, making them really versatile and easy to work with.
So Bev, tell me about the materials that Wintec saddles are made from.
So the Wintec saddles are made from equi leather, which is on the Wintec 500 range, and then we've got the equi suede, which is a bit more grippy. That's on the Wintec 2000 and on a few other models like the Wintec Icon, for example.
Fantastic. And the 500 range, so the equi leather, it looks really durable, really lightweight.
It is, and it's really easy to clean as well.
Oh, great. So what would you actually use to clean this?
So you could literally just use a hose pipe on this, and the same goes for the suede as well, which people are really surprised by. You can just use a hose pipe, or you can use the Wintec saddle cleaner, or even just some soap and water. They're really easy to look after.
So if I'm a rider who likes going to the beach,
yep,
either of these are going to work for me.
Absolutely.
But whichever one I choose, basically.
Yeah, absolutely. The only thing I would say is to make sure if you are swimming in the sea with your horse, which is awesome by the way, you would definitely want to make sure that you hose off the steel points, because obviously the salt water. But apart from that, take it straight in the sea, go swimming. Why not?
Perfect.
Perfect for that.
And this one here, so the Equi Suede, that looks a bit more grippy. So is there a bit of a more premium price on this one?
Yes, they're a little bit more money, but you do get a lot more grip from it. Personally, I find them more comfortable, but then there are other riders that prefer the Equi leather. So it's really down to your personal preference.
Perfect. So again, if you've got a rider that's a little bit more confidence, this one might help them.
Give a little bit more grip.
Okay, perfect. That sounds great. So now that we know what the saddles are made from and the materials that are used, why don't we take a look at a few of the different models?
Absolutely.
So Bev, talk me through the all-purpose models.
Okay, so in the all-purpose range, we have kind of two different options. You have the Wintec 500, which is the Equi leather, and then we've got the Wintec 2000, which is the kind of half and half Equi suede, Equi leather. We have conformational options within these designs. So we've got the Wintec 500, which is available in the standard tree, so that's from narrow to extra wide. We've got it in the wide tree, which is from extra wide up to 4 extra wide. And we also have pony as well, which is a really good option for those smaller ones because they go down to a 14-inch.
14-inch, absolutely fantastic saddle, the pony one. And what's the main differences between the 500 and 2000 then? So I know obviously you see the Equi leather on the outside, but you've also got slightly different girth straps on these? Yes,
that's right, Jade, we do. So we have leather girth straps on the Wintec 2000. So it's a slight upgrade from the 500. Perfect. So the 500 is all synthetic, whereas on the Wintec 2000 we do have the leather girth points. Both of the models have the option for the balance strap to be added in there as well, and I probably should mention that in this particular in the 2000 we also have a high withered option, so we have a deeper panel. It's much more suitable for those kind of thoroughbred shapes.
Perfect, balance it all out. That's great. Super. So Bev, dressage saddles, what have you got for us? So
we've got a really good range in the Wintec dressage. We can start off with the Wintec 500. So the Wintec 500 is our, I would say, entry-level dressage saddle, and that is available in the standard tree, the wide tree, and also pony, which is a really nice little one to go for.
Super.
Then we move on to the 2000, so we've got a little bit more grip here, and again that's available in the standard tree and in the wide tree. And then we've got our newest addition to the range, which is the Wintec Isabel Icon. This is our most technical dressage saddle in the Wintec range. We can have a look at this in more detail. And one saddle that we haven't mentioned yet, and one range within Wintec that we haven't mentioned yet, is the Wintec Light. Super, super lightweight. This is the Wintec Light Deluxe dressage model. And what's really great about this saddle is that it's really lightweight. So for maybe somebody who's like me, a little bit shorter with a bigger horse, or maybe for older riders or people who struggle to lift and put the saddle on the horse, they are really, really lightweight. Shall we demo it?
Go on then.
See how lightweight that is?
Lightweight.
It's way different to the dressage.
I mean, Wintec are lightweight anyway, but that is, I could hold that literally on one finger, like on my thumb. There we go. So that is super lightweight. So yeah, absolutely. If you've got any issues with lifting, that would be a really easy saddle to pop on your horse.
Yeah, so easy.
Should we take a look at the Isabel Icon?
Absolutely.
Okay, Bev, so this is the latest Wintec Isabel Icon dressage saddle, which has been a popular model for years, and this is the latest upgrade of that model.
Absolutely, it's our most technical dynamic dressage saddle in the Wintec range. Not only does it feature HART technology, as does the rest of the range, but we've got loads of features as well, which make it even more adjustable. So let's have a look. So we've got for the rider, which is a key part of the design here, because obviously we designed this with Isabel Worth. So for the rider, we've got the adjustable stirrup bar, which has got three positions. So we can adjust the angle of your leg with the stirrup, using the adjustable stirrup bar, and that absolutely transforms the way that the saddle feels for the rider.
Ideal position for the rider.
100%, yeah. We've got under here, obviously, the adjustable flexi block, which is on very strong Velcro. We've got the adjustable wide girthing for the horse. This is a really key one for your saddle fitter. On the Isabel, we've got the overgirth as well, which is a really useful one. This is something that Isabel insists on having on her saddles. It keeps the flap down and close, which gives it more of a closer contact feel.
So yeah, we've got a dual flap saddle, but we get that real close contact feel with the overgear.
Yeah, fantastic. It just brings it closer and makes it much more comfortable. Yeah. And the upgrade to the design here is that we've got 2 different positions for that. Right, so we can, depending on if your horse has got more of a forward girth groove or not.
Fantastic.
So that's really nice. We've got a really nice kind of narrow twist, deep seat, and it's really comfortable.
And we've got that fantastic equi suede again, so
all
super
over.
grippy, especially what you want for dressage. So yeah, it looks fantastic. So Bev, tell me about the jump saddles and what have we got?
So in the jump range, we've got the Wintec 500 and we've got the Wintec 500 close contact. Yeah. This is the Wintec 500 jump. So you can see in the close contact, we've got a slightly flatter seat, slightly deeper seat in the standard jump tree. Yeah. We've got the Wintec Pro Jump. This is the Pro Jump close contact because again, we've got the flatter seat. We also have the same in the deeper seat model as well. Yeah. And then we've got the Wintec Pro Pony Jump, which is one of my favourite little jump saddles actually. Really grippy, really nice for those little ponies.
Fantastic. So in terms of riders and horses, really adjustable through obviously the systems that are included in the saddle. Yeah. But in terms of the rider, so if you've got a rider that needs a little bit more support and maybe lacks a little bit confident jumping, they'd go for this one, maybe a bit more of a novice. If they like a little bit more of an open seat, this one would be great. Yeah. Also, if they want the grip, they can also upgrade it. Yeah, absolutely. Bit more grip, bit of a slightly bigger knee roll as well because this is moulded. Yeah. And again, obviously, if you wanted the same in the deeper seat, what I tend to recommend for riders is with the deeper seat is more if you kind of want a jump GP. So maybe you're not jumping bigger tracks, maybe you're out hacking a lot, jumping over, small fences. Yeah. Whereas if you're wanting a good jump saddle to jump a reasonable height, you've got the flatter seat option. Perfect. Yeah. No, it sounds fantastic. And I've got something else I really want to show you. Great. Okay. What have we got, Bev? So this is the Wintec Endurance saddle. Yeah. So it's obviously awesome for an endurance rider because they're kind of super lightweight, which is really good if you're riding long distance. We've got the comfort technology in the panel and in the seat, so horse is comfortable, rider is comfortable. Yep. We've got an adjustable stirrup bar that's got 4 positions. Wow. So we can customise the angle of the rider's leg. Yep. We've also got the adjustable flexi contour block, which is an external block. Have a look under here. Yep. We just loosen this with the screw, which is why it's wiggly because I've loosened it for us already. So we can adjust the angle of the rider's leg to keep them super comfortable when they're riding long distance. This is designed to prevent hamstring fatigue. Okay. So again, if you're riding long distance, that's going to be really handy. The endurance model is really popular, but what I find really interesting is when we are out at trade shows and we're meeting riders, and I'm sure you get asked this as well, people come to us because they've seen the Wintec Pro stock saddle. Yep. And often they feel they need an external block, they feel they need a deeper seat to be held in, to be held in. But what they actually need probably is actually the endurance because they're getting the external block. They're in a more of a kind of traditional shaped riding position. In the Pro stock, it sits them in a completely different position. So when you're kind of speaking to customers, and maybe you've got customers that feel like they need a bit of extra support, point them in the direction of the endurance, I would say, over the stock, unless they actually are looking for a stock saddle for what they're doing with their horse. Perfect, sounds great. And we've also obviously got the D-rings on this one for saddle bags and equipment that we need to take whilst out on endurance rides. Yeah, really handy little saddle. And obviously because of the material that it's made from, you can be riding out in all weathers and there's nothing to worry about. Nice, super. Yeah. Do you want to ever sit in the stock saddle? Yeah, sure. Right, so how do you feel in the Pro stock? So it's sitting me in a position that I'm personally not used to. I'm sitting more back, I'm sitting more with my bum underneath me. A little more slouched maybe? Yeah, definitely. In the nicest possible way. Longer legs, Yeah, absolutely. So it is designed for that style of riding. This is an Australian stock saddle. Yeah. Don't get me wrong, you've got these lovely external blocks, so definitely they are going to hold you in where you want them. But actually, if you're wanting a more of a kind of traditional English style of riding, which is what the majority of of our customers are looking for in the UK, it would be more the endurance that I'd be recommending for you to try. Really comfortable. Also, to mention, this is the Pro stock kind of with the standard flap. We also have a swinging fender option as well, which are kind of the big stirrups. Yeah. But do you feel the position? Yeah. When I want to sit up how I'm used to riding and engage my core, it's quite sore into the leg because obviously it's not built for me to sit like this, and I feel like there's no support at the back, whereas obviously if I sit back how it wants me to, really comfortable, really supportive, and I'm getting that support through the seat as well.
Yeah.
But obviously it's not how I'm used to riding.
Yeah. Let's switch over and see how you feel in that one.
Perfect.
So how does that feel?
For me, it feels a lot more comfortable. It's a lot narrower through the twist. I feel like my legs are in the right position and I feel really supported. And actually these back blocks here, what did you call them?
They're for, to prevent hamstring fatigue.
Yeah, they're really comfortable.
Yeah,
so
really
I
soft.
feel really comfortable in the saddle straight away. And obviously the equi-suede as well, nice and grippy, really comfortable seat. Yeah.
Putting you in the right position.
Yeah, and I feel like I can sit up as well, how I want to actually sit.
Yeah, so that one is more suited for you and your style of riding.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Fantastic.
Thanks so much for coming here today, Jade. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you here.
It's been absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for taking us behind the scenes at Wintec, and I hope you've all found it really useful, and stay tuned for the next chapter.